everyone, and welcome to another mark making video. This one is slightly different to the other mark making videos that I've done in that this time I'm using a wood cradle panel which I got from Amazon. And originally I bought this panel to do some cold wax and oil painting, which I've started recently, but they were just as well for acrylic painting and I absolutely love them. They've got a lovely smooth surface and perfect for acrylic painting. So as you can see, I've started just by applying some paint roughly with a paintbrush. This is just my first layer, so I'm not too worried about what it looks like at this stage. But I've already started scribbling into the paint, into the wet paint with, it's just a sculpting tool, but it's great for just scribing and scribbling into the paint before it dries. And then as you can see, I'm just using a little bit of kitchen towel just to smooth the paint and blend the paint as I go. But this also adds some texture as well. Just to let you know that I did gesso this board before I started, and I just used Liquitex white gesso. And as you can see, I just carry on scribbling as I go, just making as many marks as possible really, just to create texture right from the go. Now with this painting, I don't actually finish it in this video. I will continue to work on this, but it was really to show how you can create marks right from the start of a painting, and they'll create a fantastic background and add depth to your painting as you progress. Now these colours that I've added, they're by Americana, and one is called Blue Mist and the other one is called Williamsburg Blue, and they're sort of quite muted shades of greeny blue and a more pale blue, and I've added some white as well, and again you can see I'm using the kitchen towel to blend. So adding some white there again just to kind of add some different value to the painting. Again, just with a paintbrush and then blending with a bit more tissue as I go. Even at this stage, I'm really liking what I'm seeing. I like the texture that's I'm building already, and the movement on the background as well. But these panels are just lovely to work with. If you haven't tried them, I honestly recommend them. So a bit more white, and then this time I'm using a catalyst wedge. You can get some fantastic marks with these wedges. I don't think there's any work that I do where I don't use these catalyst tools. They're great for creating marks and just to get a nice application of paint as well. Absolutely love them. I think I've got something stuck on that wedge because it's obviously creating marks as I go, so anyway, it doesn't matter because it all adds to the effect. And here I go, I'm scribbling again. Scribble, scribble. This tool is called a Messermeister bowl scraper, and again I've got it for cold oil and wax painting, but I love it for acrylic painting as well. It really does provide a very, very smooth application of paint. You can just sweep it across the painting and it just creates some lovely marks very, very easily. It probably is my favourite tool that I use in my artwork. I absolutely love it. So I'm now adding some black just for a little bit of contrast. Not really thinking too much about composition at this point. I'm just really focusing on getting some colour down, getting some texture going, and also getting those marks in there as I go. And as you can see with the bowl scraper, you can so easily get different marks with it. And with every application of paint, I'm just trying to create as many different types of marks as I go with these tools that I've got. I apologise for the sounds of the seagulls in the background. I actually live by the seaside and I feel very lucky to live so close to the sea, but obviously we do get a lot of seagulls and it's a very hot day today and the window is open, but I hope it doesn't put you off the video too much. And now I'm just going with my gut instinct as to how I want this painting to progress. I've got no plan of how this is going to turn out. I'm just going with it and enjoying it. This pencil that I'm using is a black china marker, I think. I also have a Prismacolor black pencil which is very similar. They both work equally as well, but they're fantastic over acrylic paint. And now I'm adding some Americana olive green paint, again just trying to add a little bit more interest to my painting, a little bit more colour, and of course using your finger to blend paint is often one of the best ways to get a nice smooth finish. So, oh yeah, this is a Prismacolor pencil. I've got all sorts of colours. All of them work well over acrylic paint. This is an off-white colour, and again just scribbling onto the paint rather as I go. And already I'm liking what I'm seeing. I like all the different textures and marks that I've made. Of course, as this painting progresses, I may well end up covering some of these marks up, but I may introduce them again at a later stage. The idea is to build up the layers with this paint, with acrylic paints, because you don't know at the end what's going to show through and what isn't. But at least I've got a lot of marks there to add interest to my painting, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this turns out. Adding a little bit more white paint. I do have an obsession with white paint and probably go a little bit overboard with it sometimes, but as you can see, it just adds so much texture to my painting. I love it. And again, using this Messermeister tool just makes it very, very easy. I'll put a link to the Messermeister bowl scraper tool in the description box below. So now the paint's dried a little bit, I'm just going over the top with a Posca 0.7mm pen in black, and now I'm beginning to think a little bit more about composition, about maybe how I want to structure the painting, even though it's not finished yet. And normally I would probably leave these lines until last, once I finish my painting, but I think because this is a mark making video, I thought I would use it at this point just to show you really how you can start thinking about the composition of your painting with this kind of marker. I'm just adding some dots. I do love dots in my painting. Dots and stripes I'm obsessed with in my painting, if you haven't spotted that from my earlier videos. But again, Posca pens are great for adding this kind of detail onto your painting. And at this point, when I look at the painting, I can see it's probably mark making overload, but like I say, at the end of the day, I don't know how much I'm going to cover up again, how much I will leave, or how much I will add back in again. It's all just part of the layering process for abstract art. forgot to say that this is actually an 8 by 8 wood panel, so it's a nice size to work with. It's not too overwhelming. I don't think if you're just starting out acrylic painting or even cold wax and oil, it's a nice size to start and to try and gain some confidence if you haven't done this kind of thing before. And as you can see, you can use the bowl scraper tool in lots of different ways, not just for sweeping paint across, but for making marks, lines, by just pressing it into the paint, again just to add some more detail. Well, I really enjoyed this mark making session. I've got lots more videos planned, so please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, so that you don't miss out on any of my future videos. But for now, I'll say goodbye and thank you so much for watching. Thank you.